I've been every once in a while thinking about comparisons to Obama's administration with Biden's and such. And there's some things. I mean, I was like, yeah, but it was. I'm like, no, this would be the continuation of this or that policy or program or effort, which really didn't stop much during the Trump administration. It's just that certain people started to look into and these things and started to get information on them, like placing people from extremely foreign places among a population of whites, really obviously to break up the red block there, things like that. Really, that it just doesn't even make sense. You would put people like that with this group of people in this place and such like. You see that especially in Britain. That's being done a lot, or in the UK, that's done a lot now. And so that's why it's that so many people on the right saw that it was a coordinated effort. And so there's these various things that, I mean, are really building up to the no forgiveness campaign of thinking. That the idea is that it really is that it's that there's never going to be some kind of violent civil war. It's that you never ever say, no, you see, the Democrats actually have a good idea here. They never do. The liberals never have a good idea. It's from this point on, it's okay, well, what are they up to? Always, it's like Cobra. But you see, G.I. Joe never, G.I. Joe is never, the Joes are never caught off guard. That's the thing. The Joes are never like, oh, what's this odd thing that's here, or, nothing like that. The Joes won't get fooled this time. Joes are like, I don't know, this looks like something Cobra would do. Every single time. Like, I don't know, she kind of looks like the Baroness. This might be Cobra. Everybody double check on this. All right, call 4chan. Agent 4chan. Is this the Baroness? So, now one of the things that I really was thinking about today is, because I never commented on these guys, the Patriot Front, and just how bad this is. Like, how this is one of just the worst psychological operations. And there's really a lot of people who are liberals. They should really be a bit insulted. They should really be sitting back looking at this and being like, why are you wasting money on doing something like this? Why are you trying to make it look like there's this group that's totally legit and they're these guys and they're doing these things? And so the thing with Patriot Front, that it's just like Adam Waffen, that it's this thing that people who really have constantly their ear to the ground about the right are sitting back like, what is this supposed to be? Like, it doesn't even make sense, as it looks like something ginned up out of Hollywood. And that's why when people see this, and the fact that everybody is matching, they're all like the age of like what look like would be cadets for the FBI. They're all in like running shape. And then the matching is the part that, like, because that's the break in the pattern. This is the thing that everybody who if you're you've seen these images of Patriot Front boldly marching with their various flags, their regalia, the thing, and especially, and then their leader, that's the weirdest. Like, that it's like some kind of Sam Houston looking guy. I had to describe him as this, and what was funny about it was, and I kind of wondered what the reaction, this kid thought my description of him was hilarious. He's like, wait, he looks like who? And I said, like Sam Houston. Like, that kind of hat. and and I mean, like, facial hair and everything, and he looked him up, and he's like, "Oh, I see what you mean," and he goes, "Yeah, kind of," and it was just funny, like, so if this is meant to draw people in, it didn't have that effect. Like, it's not like there's young men going, "Wow, look at how cool leader of Patriot Front is." And it's a massive break in the pattern. That how does any character or anything rise on the right? Typically through long form videos, streaming. They're quoted by other people. They're on blogs. They do writing. But now the big thing is mostly streaming in various forms of social media. For these guys to just sort of appear out of nowhere as this uniform, and that they all have the same jackets. Now, let's just even say that you could believe that all these FBI patches still being left on their jackets are totally phony baloney, which is fine, Isn't this, again, this weird way that the pattern is broken, that they all have exactly the same jackets? All these men who obviously are of a variety of sizes. I mean, like, so where did they find these? Like, I mean, I guess, like, you could go on Amazon and stuff, but this is one of these things, like, but you don't see people on the right do that. Like, if you look at, typical protests, Patriot Front doesn't even make sense. Why are they all wearing the same thing? And so this is one of these things that I think, to some degree, people who wouldn't like, they just don't like this group, they like, look at what they're doing, this and that, they should kind of be a little insulted. Like, come on, obviously this is something funny going on here. This has to have required, paying money to people, buying materials, there's logistics for it. And then there's the whole thing of these guys jumping into U-Haul trucks over and over again, or being escorted onto subways by the police. And it's like, okay, are you feeling insulted by what is obviously some kind of psychological operation that's pretty badly put together? This is just not very good orchestration. This isn't good writing. This is just not good writing. It's not good direction, especially the times where these guys ended up getting stuck in their U-Hauls. That they were going to just get into a bunch of U-Hauls, and the police are like, you can't just load a bunch of people into U-Hauls. And they're like, oh, this is totally legit, bro. So where did they even come from? Were they in the U-Hauls in the first place? That's then the thing, is like, and then that's another one where there's a huge break in the pattern. Like, okay, how do you see various characters like this arrive at protests? Okay, they typically rent vans. They do this, they do that. They travel there. Like, they'll even stream that they're traveling there. They have supporters. All these movement people who are right of center all in some way benefit from being actually paid by people who support them, which upsets the hell out of the left that's so, and there's so many of them, and it's proliferating so much. But be that as it may. Anyway, so this whole thing, that I just thought it was really funny. I wanted to make sure, because every once in a while I see, they pop up and I'm like, oh my God, they're so hilarious. They're so hilarious. Like, none of them are tubby. And it's like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's no hefty veterans in there. That's an American Patriot organization. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just that by the average age of Americans and stuff, you would expect like a couple of guys in there that, that are a little huffing and puffing as they're doing their their flag dance and shit. And then the amount of flags. And I mean, this one kid was like, no, I mean, it's not that expensive to get that many. It's like, and it's just that aspect of how, when you see, what is the pattern? People do local flag waving events. It's a local thing. And, and it's gained a huge network of people who are into it all locally. And because that's the whole point, is the idea of subsidiarity, which is the thing that Democrats really, really don't like, because it makes you understand then the Catholic Church, makes you understand the Orthodox Church, makes you understand how people behaved in Europe and how they were actually not these savages, and there wasn't exactly a dark ages because of Christianity, is more because of Islam, so it's subsidiarity. And so the whole aspect of subsidiarity then, where you have the local chapter do this, do that, is that's the pattern. Patriot Front. This is pretty good. Bad job, Mossad.